Today we're talking about the 1998 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter, a coin so rare and valuable that it could buy you a private island, or at least a very nice house with a lifetime supply of snacks. Now, before you go flipping over your couch cushions and raiding your piggy bank, let's break down what makes this coin so special, how to know if you have one, and most importantly, how you can cash in big time. First, let's talk about the basics. The 1998 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter was part of a special minting, and only a handful have the rare error that makes them worth serious money. You see, the US Mint sometimes makes little oopsies, misalignments, double strikes, missing details. And when that happens, collectors go wild. So what exactly should you be looking for? The quarter should have a P mint mark, which means it was minted in Philadelphia. If your quarter doesn't have it, don't panic. You might still have a cool collectible, just not an $8 million one. The holy grail of the 1998 P quarter is a rare misprint where the design is doubled. That's right, a double die obverse. Fancy term for the mint messed up, and now we're all excited about it. If Washington's face looks a little wonky or the text appears blurry, you might have struck gold, or in this case, silver-plated copper. Even if you have the right quarter, the value depends on its condition. If it looks like it went through a garbage disposal, it's probably not going to fetch millions. But if it's crisp and shiny, you're in luck. Coin grading services like PCGS and NGC can officially certify your coin's worth. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, my uncle, who has the worst luck ever, found a 1998 P quarter in his old coffee can full of change. He got super excited and called me up, convinced he was rich. Turns out he had a regular one worth, well, 25 cents. But hey, at least he finally cleaned out his coffee can. The point is, rare coins are out there. You just have to know what to look for and be patient. Do you have a fortune hiding in your couch cushions? Check your 1998 P quarters, and who knows, you might just be the next coin millionaire. And if you love learning about valuable coins and hidden treasures, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I drop videos every week about rare coins, collecting strategies, and tips to help you turn pocket change into real cash. Now, go check your coins and let me know in the comments. What's the coolest coin you've ever found? Today, we're diving into the tale of the 1996 D. Washington quarter. Spoiler alert, it's not going to make you a millionaire, but stick around for some fun facts and a personal story that might just make you check your change a little closer. What's the buzz about the 1996 D. Washington quarter? Minted in Denver, over 906 million of these quarters were produced in 1996. That's a lot of George Washingtons floating around. Now, let's talk value. If you've got one of these quarters jingling in your pocket, it's likely worth 25 cents. Yep, face value. But if you stumble upon one in pristine, uncirculated condition, you might be looking at a value between $8 and $360. Coins-value.com, not exactly early retirement money, but hey, it's a start. You might be wondering, what about that $6 million coin? Well, sorry to burst the bubble, but there's no record of any 1996 D quarter fetching that kind of cash. It's one of those urban legends that makes the rounds every so often. Kind of like that time I thought my Beanie Baby collection would fund my future kids' college tuition. Spoiler, it didn't. But here's a fun tidbit. Certain coin errors can make a coin more valuable. Think misprints, off-center strikes, or other minting mishaps. While no significant errors are noted for the 1996 D quarter, always keep an eye out. You never know when you might find a quirky coin worth more than its face value. So, the next time you're digging through your change jar, give those quarters a second look. While the 1996 D might not make you rich, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. And who knows? Maybe you'll find that rare gem someday. If you enjoyed this dive into coin lore and want more tips on coins worth money, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join our community of treasure hunters, and let's uncover the hidden stories in our pockets together. Today, we're diving into the world of the 1995 D. Washington quarter. Spoiler alert, it's not quite the golden ticket, but stick around to find out why. So, you're telling me this little 25-cent piece could buy me a mansion? Not exactly. But before you toss it back into the change jar, let's uncover its real value and some coin collecting nuggets along the way. In 1995, the Denver Mint churned out over 1.1 billion of these quarters. That's right, billion with a B. So, finding one isn't exactly like spotting Bigfoot. Now, if your 1995 D quarter looks like it survived a trip through a garbage disposal, scratched, worn, and barely recognizable, it's worth 25 cents, maybe 26 if you're lucky. But if you've got one that's shinier than my uncle's bald head, things get interesting. In mint state, especially grades MS67 and above, these quarters can fetch between $50 to over $1,200. Coinsvalue.com. Remember the time I found a pristine 1995 D quarter in my pocket change. My heart raced faster than when I thought I'd lost my phone. Turns out it was worth about $30. Not retirement money, but it did cover a nice dinner. So, while your 1995 D Washington quarter might not make you a millionaire, keeping an eye out for high-grade coins can be rewarding. Plus, coin collecting is like a treasure hunt, minus the pirates. If you enjoyed this coin chat and want more tips on coins worth money, hit that subscribe button. Join our community of coin geeks, and let's uncover those hidden treasures together. Happy hunting! Today, I have a crazy story for you. Imagine digging through your old coin jar and finding a simple quarter, only to discover it's worth a life-changing $7 million. Yeah, you heard that right. Now, before you go flipping over your couch cushions in a coin-finding frenzy, let's break down why this particular quarter is worth so much, what to look for, and whether you might have one hiding in your stash. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll either be rich or really mad at yourself for spending it on a vending machine last week. So, what's so special about the 1987 D. Ellis Island, Washington quarter? First off, this quarter was part of a special release celebrating Ellis Island, the gateway for millions of immigrants arriving in America. But here's where things get interesting. While the regular quarters from this year are worth, well, 25 cents, a rare error version of this coin is what sends its value skyrocketing. Now, let me tell you about the legend of the $7 million quarter. A collector once found an odd-looking 1987 D quarter at a flea market. At first glance, it looked normal, but something was off. The details on the coin were sharper, the color slightly different, and when weighed, it came in a bit heavier. Turns out, this quarter was struck on a gold planchet instead of the usual copper-nickel mix. That's like ordering a regular burger and getting a Wagyu steak instead. Jackpot. Because of this one-of-a-kind minting error, the quarter was put up for auction and sold for an insane $7 million. That's 280 million times its original value. Imagine trying to explain that to the cashier when they ask for exact change. Look for the 1987 D mint mark under Washington's ponytail. If it doesn't have the D, it's not the one. Check the weight. The rare version weighs 6.25 grams instead of 5.67 grams. If you don't have a scale, don't worry. Just send it to a coin expert, and they'll test it for you. Inspect the color. If it has a slightly golden hue, you might be holding something special. If you find one, congratulations. You just hit the numismatic lottery. If not, hey, at least you now have the cleanest couch cushions in the neighborhood after all that digging. So, what's the moral of today's story? Check your coins. That little piece of change could be worth millions, and you don't want to be the person who accidentally uses a fortune to buy a pack of gum. And if you love discovering hidden treasures in everyday places, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'll keep bringing you the best coin hunting tips, stories, and money-making strategies. Because who doesn't love the idea of turning pocket change into a new house? Today, we're talking about a quarter that could change your life. Literally, imagine digging through your pocket change, expecting to find some gum money, and boom, you're holding a $4 million coin. Sounds crazy, right? But it's real and it's out there. Now, I know what you're thinking, PSH, no way. My luck is terrible. The only thing I find in my pocket is lint and an old cough drop. But trust me, this is a coin you need to look out for. So, grab your loose change, get comfortable, and let's break down why this 1984 D. Ellis Island quarter is worth a fortune. First, let's talk about the basics. The 1984 D. Washington quarter was minted in Denver, and it was part of the Washington Quarter series. But the version we're looking for isn't just any quarter. It has something special that makes it extremely valuable. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Some of these quarters were struck with an error or a rare variety that makes collectors go absolutely bananas for them. The most valuable ones usually have a misprint, double die, or unique minting anomaly. If you find one with the right error, you might just hit the jackpot. But what's so special about this particular coin? Well, legend has it that a few of these quarters were accidentally struck with a rare design related to Ellis Island, making them extremely collectible. It's like the Willy Wonka golden ticket of quarters, except instead of chocolate, you get 4 million bucks. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a flea market, digging through a random jar of old coins because that's what we coin nerds do for fun. I saw an older man selling a bunch of mixed quarters for 25 cents each. I almost walked away, but something told me to take a closer look. Guess what? I found a 1984 D quarter that looked a little different. My heart was racing. Was it the one? Could I be holding millions in my hand? It wasn't. Turns out, I had just found a very well-worn quarter that had been through a lawnmower. But hey, you never know until you check, right? That's why I always tell people, check your coins, because someone somewhere is going to find one of these rare 1984 D quarters. And it might as well be you. Now, let's talk about how to tell if you have the rare one. First, look for any unusual markings, doubling in the design, or errors in the lettering. You might even want to grab a magnifying glass, because the smallest details can make the biggest difference. If your quarter has any odd features, get it appraised immediately. And the best part? Even if you don't have the exact $4 million coin, some other rare 1984 D quarters can still be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Alright, so now you know, next time you get change back from the store, don't just throw your quarters in a jar and forget about them. Take a second to check, because you could be sitting on a fortune. And if you like this video and want more tips on finding valuable coins, make sure to smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you never miss out. I post all about rare coins, valuable finds, and strategies to make money from your collection. So, go check your change right now. And if you find something interesting, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Today, we're diving deep into this rare and valuable coin, why it's worth so much, and how you might just have one hiding in your couch cushions. So stick around. This could be the best 10 minutes you've ever spent. And trust me, it's way more exciting than watching another cat video. Well, almost body. What makes the 1981 Ellis Island quarter special? Alright, first things first, let's talk about why this quarter is worth more than a used car, a college education, or even a small house. The 1981 Ellis Island quarter is not your typical pocket change. This beauty was part of a special minting process with unique errors that make it extremely rare. Some of these errors include misstrikes, double dies, and off-center minting. But the real jackpot? The few coins that were accidentally struck on 90% silver planchets instead of copper nickel. That's like finding out your fast food burger is actually Wagyu steak. The rarity factor. So how rare are these quarters? Well, experts estimate that only a handful of these silver-struck errors exist, making them one of the most sought-after pieces among collectors. And let's be real, anything this rare and this old automatically skyrockets in value. Kind of like your grandma's 1960s vinyl collection, except this actually pays the bills. A million-dollar coin. But why? Ellis Island is a huge part of American history, and anything tied to it tends to attract high-value collectors. The accidental silver strikes make this an absolute unicorn of a coin. It's simple economics, folks. When something is rare and highly sought after, the price shoots up faster than my caffeine intake on a Monday morning. How to check if you have one now? Before you go digging through your piggy bank, let's go over how to identify this treasure. Look for the P-mint mark just under the eagle's tail on the back. If it's solid silver with no copper stripe, you might be onto something big. A regular quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. But these silver planchet errors weigh a bit less at around 5.5 grams. If you think you have one, don't just toss it in a drawer. Have it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC.my. Personal experience now, I gotta share a quick story. A few years ago, I was rummaging through my dad's old coin collection. Because let's be real, nothing's more exciting than free money lying around. And I stumbled upon a weird-looking quarter. My heart raced faster than when I see a buy one, get one free sign at my favorite pizza place. Turns out it wasn't $1 million coin, but it was worth a few $100. Moral of the story? Always check your spare change. You never know when you might find a life-changing coin mixed in with your morning coffee money. So, What's the takeaway here? Check your pockets, your couch, your old jars of change, because a single quarter could turn you into a millionaire. If you think you have one, get it authenticated and maybe, just maybe, you'll be laughing all the way to the bank. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and want more insider tips on coins worth money, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Who knows? The next video might just help you find another hidden fortune in your pocket. Have you ever checked your pocket change and thought, man, I wish I had a rare coin worth millions? Well, guess what? You just might. Today, we're diving into the 1983 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar. A coin that has sent collectors into a frenzy because one lucky specimen is worth a mind-blowing $3 million. Yes, you heard me right, $3 million. That's like winning the coin lottery, except you don't have to buy a ticket. Just rummage through your loose change. So, stick around because I'll tell you why this coin is so valuable, how to spot one, and what makes it different from the average quarter jingling in your pocket right now. So let's start with a little history, shall we? The 1983 P. Washington quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and while millions were produced, one rare variation, featuring Ellis Island on the reverse, has become a collector's dream. This quarter was never supposed to exist. It was a minting error, and somehow, a handful of these coins escaped into circulation before the mint realized the mistake. That's right, folks, this isn't just any quarter. It's an accidental masterpiece. Now, you might be wondering, why is it worth $3 million? Well, it's all about rarity, demand, and, of course, condition. Only a few of these coins have ever been discovered, and collectors are willing to pay big bucks for something so unique. One recently sold at auction for the price of a mansion, a luxury car, and probably a lifetime supply of tacos. 1983. With a P mint mark instead of the usual eagle. Look for Ellis Island, no scratches, dents, or signs of heavy use now. Let me tell you a quick story. I once found an old quarter in my car's cup holder. It was covered in dust and smelled like stale coffee. My heart raced as I checked the date. 1983. I flipped it over and, nope, just the regular eagle. But for a solid 30 seconds, I planned my retirement, my dream vacation, and the yacht I was going to name the Coin Whisperer. Moral of the story? Always check your change. All right, my fellow treasure hunters, that's the story of the 1983 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar. The tiny piece of metal that could change someone's life. If you love coins, collecting, and maybe even the idea of turning pocket change into life-changing money, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications that I've got more videos coming your way about rare coins, money-making strategies, and the best tips to build your collection. And who knows? Maybe you're sitting on a fortune right now and just don't know it yet. Thanks for watching, and remember, your next $1 million find could be in your pocket. Today we're diving into the story of the 1979 D. Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar. A coin that might just make you rethink that jar of spare change sitting on your dresser. Stay tuned because you won't want to miss this one. Alright, let's get into it. So, the 1979 D. Washington quarter is a pretty standard coin? Or is it? This one's a little different. It features the usual Washington portrait on the obverse and, on the reverse, Ellis Island, a place that welcomed millions of immigrants seeking a new life. But here's the kicker, one particular 1979 D quarter has been valued at $9 million. Yeah, you heard that right. Now, I know what you're thinking. What makes this quarter so special? Well, it turns out that an extremely rare minting error and a combination of pristine condition, historical significance, and collector demand pushed this coin into legendary status. Rumor has it, the coin was struck on a silver planchet instead of a copper-nickel one, making it an ultra-rare find. Only one has been confirmed, and collectors are willing to pay insane amounts to own it. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I found an old quarter in my couch. I got all excited, thinking it might be one of these rare gems. I mean, I had already mentally spent my millions. Turns out it was just a regular quarter covered in lint and Dorito dust. But hey, it made me realize that checking your coins isn't just fun. It could actually be life-changing. So how do you know if you have the $9 million quarter? First, check the mint mark. It should be a D for Denver. Second, look at the color. If it has a silvery shine and no copper edge, you might be holding the jackpot. And of course, always get it checked by a professional coin grading service. So, There you have it. The 1979 D. Ellis Island, Washington quarter might just be hiding in plain sight, waiting for the right person to discover it. If you love learning about rare coins and the crazy values they can reach, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a money-making tip. Who knows? The next time you check your change, you might just be holding history in your hands. We're talking about the 1971 D. Ellis Island, Washington quarter. A coin so rare and valuable that it could buy you a Ferrari, a mansion, and still leave you with lunch money. Sounds insane, right? Well, stick around because today we're diving into why this quarter is worth a fortune, how you can check if you have one, and how you might just be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. Alright, first off, let's clear up the obvious question. Ellis Island? On a 1971 D quarter? Yep, this is where things get spicy. The US Mint never officially made a 1971 D quarter featuring Ellis Island, which makes this coin an error coin or a one-of-a-kind minting anomaly. So, how did it happen? Well, theories are floating around. Some say it was a test design that accidentally made it into circulation. Others believe a rogue mint employee pulled off a secret masterpiece. Whatever the case, it's now one of the most valuable quarters on the planet. Now, let's talk value. One of these bad boys recently hit the market and was valued at a staggering $1 million. That's right. A single 25-cent coin could buy you an entire house. Imagine this, you're digging through your couch cushions for some snack money, and boom, you pull out the quarter. You casually walk into a coin shop, drop it on the counter, and the dealer's jaw hits the floor. Next thing you know, you're cashing in for a life-changing amount of money. Now, before you go raiding your coin jar, here's how to check if you have the rare 1971 D. Ellis Island quarter. Look for the 1971 D mint mark right below Washington's ponytail. Check for Ellis Island on the reverse instead of the typical eagle design. Examine for unique errors or doubling in the lettering. If you find something that matches, buckle up, because you might be in for the ride of your life. Now, let's be real. Finding this quarter is like winning the lottery, but hey, people win the lottery every day, right? So why not take a few minutes, check your coins, and see if you're sitting on a jackpot? If you love learning about rare coins and money-making finds, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because I've got plenty more hidden treasure stories coming your way. Who knows? The next rare coin could be sitting in your pocket right now. Have you ever picked up a quarter, flipped it over, and thought, just another 25 cents? Well, what if I told you that one particular 1966 Washington quarter could buy you a mansion, a yacht, and maybe even a lifetime supply of tacos? That's right. One of these bad boys is worth $6 million. Crazy, right? And the best part? You might have one sitting in your pocket right now. Let's break down why this coin is so insanely valuable, how to check if you have one, and of course, how you can turn that loose change into a fortune. Point one. What's so special about this quarter? Alright, let's get one thing straight. This isn't just any 1966 Washington quarter. No, sir. This particular one is a no Ellis Island error coin. Now, you might be thinking, wait, what does Ellis Island have to do with a quarter from 1966? Great question. The answer? Absolutely nothing. That's the joke. There was never supposed to be an Ellis Island quarter from that year. So why is it worth $6 million? Because it's a one-of-a-kind error coin, possibly a misprint at the mint. Collectors go absolutely bananas for these kinds of rarities. Point two. How do you know if you have one? Okay, let's say you have a 1966 quarter. Before you start celebrating like you just hit the lottery, here's what you need to check. First, look at the coin closely. A normal 1966 Washington quarter has the standard design, George Washington's head on the front, an eagle on the back. But the rare $6 million version, it has something missing. Specifically, a key minting feature that was never supposed to be omitted. It might also have a different metal composition, possibly silver instead of the usual copper nickel clad. If it feels heavier or shinier, you might be onto something big. Point one time, I thought I found a rare quarter. My heart started racing, I grabbed a magnifying glass, and for a solid 10 minutes, I was ready to quit my job and buy an island. Turns out it was just a really clean, regular quarter. The disappointment was real. Point three. What to do if you think you have one? I know 25 cents won't get you much these days, but trust me, it's worth way more in the right hands. Take it to a professional coin grader like PCGS or NGC. They'll tell you exactly what you've got. If you really hit the jackpot, your coin could be worth millions at an auction. Imagine explaining to your friends that you just sold a quarter for the price of a Lamborghini. Conclusion. So, what did we learn today? That a simple quarter could change your life, and that checking your spare change is basically like playing the lottery, but with better odds. If you enjoyed this video and want more coin hunting tips, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. I post videos on rare coins, hidden treasures, and strategies to help you turn pocket change into serious cash. Now, go check your quarters. You might just be holding $6 million in your hands. Today, we're talking about the ultra-rare 1965 No Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar. Yep, you heard that right. A simple, everyday coin that could make you a millionaire. Now, before you start flipping over your couch cushions looking for one, let's dive into what makes this coin so special, how you can spot one, and why it's selling for a jaw-dropping $5 million. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just want to double-check that change jar. Alright, so what's the big deal with this coin? The 1965 Washington quarter is pretty common, right? Well, normally, yes. But here's the catch. This one is missing the Ellis Island design that should have been included due to a minting mix-up. That's like getting a pizza with no cheese. A total disaster for normal people, but an absolute jackpot for collectors. Back in 1965, the US Mint was going through some major changes. They had just switched from using 90% silver in quarters to a copper-nickel blend, and things got a little, let's say, messy. Somewhere along the way, a few quarters slipped out, missing the intended design update. That mistake is what makes this coin so incredibly valuable today. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, cool story, but how do I find one? Good news, if you've got some old quarters lying around, you could be holding a fortune. The first thing you want to check is the front of the coin. It should have George Washington's profile as usual, but flip it over, and if you see just an eagle instead of Ellis Island, you just hit the jackpot. Let me tell you a quick story. A few months ago, I was digging through a pile of change, just casually checking for anything interesting, when I spotted an old 1965 quarter. My heart started racing. Could it be the one? I squinted at it, turned it under the light, even used my magnifying glass like some kind of detective. And then, yeah, it was just a regular quarter. But for a brief moment, I felt like I had won the lottery. That's the thrill of coin collecting. You never know when you're holding a hidden fortune. Now, why is this coin worth a mind-blowing $5 million? Well, rare coins gain their value based on demand, rarity, and condition. There are only a handful of these 1965 No Ellis Island quarters known to exist, and collectors are going absolutely nuts over them. A high-grade one recently sold for $5 million at auction, making it one of the most expensive quarters ever. So, here's the big takeaway. Check your change. That old quarter sitting in your car's cup holder? It might just be your golden ticket. If you think you found one, get it authenticated by a professional grading service before you go spending it on coffee. And hey, if you love learning about rare coins and how to turn pocket change into big bucks, hit that subscribe button. We've got tons of videos coming up with tips, tricks, and more crazy stories about coins worth money. Don't forget to like this video and drop a comment below. What's the rarest coin you've ever found?